How do everybody? I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I've just been wanting to take a break away from it. However, I have felt rather compelled with this story that I've just become aware of today. I am going to sound like a broken record once again. This is quite possibly the nonsiest story I have read in a long time. And my goodness, do we need flogging bringing back? Yes, I know I am a broken record for saying that. I don't care. It's about time we started naming and shaming people and exacting traditional punishments on people for behaving in these disgusting manners. Absolutely sick. So let's get into it. I'm going to try and watch my wording as I go through it. Obviously for YouTube, I will try and swap out words. So please excuse me as I do go through it, and I may sound like I'm speaking in a roundabout kind of way. Outrage as deeply inappropriate, graphic, intimate relations guide aimed at 8-year-olds goes on sale in the UK. That headline is not clickbait. It is very accurate. Although I haven't read the article, I've seen quite a few pictures from the book, and I've actually read the content on those pages as well. It's disgusting and not appropriate. I have 4 children, 3 daughters. This book is aimed for 8 to 11-year-olds. My 3 daughters all fall within that age gap. I would never dream in a million years of, never mind handing them this book, even speaking to them about the using the kind of language that's in the book. It is rank. Right, let's carry on. A controversial intimate relations book aimed at children aged 8 and above has received criticism over its deeply inappropriate illustrations of people touching themselves, scissoring, and gender curiosity. That isn't the worst of it, by the way. There is worse in there than that, but that is accurate in what it says. The book, Welcome to Intimate Relations, was released in the UK this month and has been slammed by critics who say it's too graphic, not age appropriate, and fails to consider the necessary risks to safeguarding. I mean, to me, looking at the book, it genuinely looks like something that a groomer would create. And I'm not even saying that to sensationalise. Reading the pages, it really comes across as somebody who wants to have inappropriate relationships with children and is trying to prepare children to be more pliable and open to engaging in adult activities. It is just shocking. It is it is beyond shocking. It's disgusting. Degenerate, I think, is the appropriate word for it. And I don't like bandying that word around loosely either. The book truly is the creation of an incredibly degenerate and perverse individual. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting, and children shouldn't be anywhere near it, and the person who's created this book shouldn't be anywhere near it. It is the first time the publication has been published in Britain and is on sale in WH Smith and Griffin Books, as well as Amazon for $10.99. Well, the most worrying part about this is that this book has actually gone over the desk of managers at WH Smith, Griffin Books, and Amazon, and somebody in those businesses has actually approved this. And that's the worst part about this, that people have seen this book and gone, yes, this is acceptable to sell to children, and it's disgusting. I do feel like if you're a shareholder in any of these, you should be putting pressure on these businesses to get these books not only recalled, but the people who've approved these books should be fired as well, for bringing the companies into disrepute because of how disgusting these books are. It is just absolutely sickening that this book is going on sale and is aimed at children, and the people who've been involved in approving these for sale to children, like I say, they should be sacked with immediate effect. The No Silly Questions Guide to Intimate Relations, Pleasure and Figuring It Out, which contents include how-to guide for oral, an explanation of how 2 trouser snake owners have backdoor fun, and cartoon drawings of 2 women scissoring. The publication, aimed at young children, also discusses gender identity labels, which features a range of identities such as agender, gender fluid, trans, and brother boy. I mean, I've never even heard of that. An Aboriginal who was presumed female at birth but has a male spirit. They're just making things up now at this point. I mean, they're literally just confusing children. There are only 2 genders, by the way, male and female. I will state that as a biological fact. I am not an expert in biology. I don't care. I will stand in front of a judge and say that is a fact of nature. And anything else that these people create are personality traits. And this whole thing about gender is simply a way of trying to weaponize words to undermine the nuclear family and to confuse children in order to sexualize them. And there is not a single thing you can do to convince me anyway other than that. I think it's communist linguistics designed to undermine the West, basically, is my opinion on what all this nonsense is that we're hearing from these people when they talk about things like gender. I mean, that's a made up concept anyway. It's biological sex, male and female. And as I say, all these other things that they talk about, the personality traits. And that's all they're doing is they're trying to combine personalities and biological sex to be the same thing, and they're not. They are separate things. Co-author and broadcaster Yumi Steins previously said a mature 8-year-old could flick through it. Well, that person should get flicked across the face with a closed... I'm not going to continue that sentence, as I don't want to get put on the naughty step for YouTube. But you can put the remainder of that sentence on the end to however your imagination fills it. And if you see that as a terrible ending to that sentence, that's on you, not me. So Tanya Carter, a spokeswoman for Safe Schools Alliance, an organisation which campaigns to uphold child safeguarding in schools, slammed the book as alarming. Alarming is an understatement. It's absolutely disgusting. It really is. Trying to teach 8-year-olds how to stick things into the back entrance. That is just... There's words escape me. And I genuinely mean that. Words actually do escape me. I don't even know... Beyond saying it's degenerate, and I feel that isn't strong enough. I genuinely believe that everybody involved with this book should be flogged. It's just sickening. Like, public shaming and public castigation really should be brought back into law again. It's just... I never used to think that vigilante action was ever appropriate in a civilized society, but now I look back where people in the past they would have dragged these sorts of people out into the street and they would have whipped them to within an inch of their life. And I'm not saying do that, by the way, because that is against the law. But I am starting to think that maybe magistrates and judges should actually start giving allowances for certain things, maybe, because this is just beyond a joke. Like, it really is beyond a joke that anybody would think that this is appropriate to release for children. It's disgusting. Carter told GB News, once again, we are alarmed at people thinking safeguarding doesn't apply to books. Yeah, that is the worst part about it. We see these absolutely disgusting books coming out for kids under the guise of educational. And it is just absolutely pornographic smut aimed at sexualising underage children. And it's just wrong. And these people are nonces, in my opinion. It's absolutely wrong that they're trying to encourage children. I'm not going to share any of the pictures or anything on YouTube. I will link the article for this book, this article I'm reading, at the bottom. And I will also put some X, formerly Twitter, links on there where there's photographs of the pages where you can peruse through them at your own leisure. Well, displeasure, I should say, and see it for yourself first. And it's just disgusting. Yes, 8-year-olds need accurate information about puberty, as some will be about to start. That's not what this book is. It's disingenuous to pretend that its only options are no sex education at all or this deeply inappropriate book. Totally agree. I was actually talking to a co-worker today, and I was saying, how somebody's written this book trying to justify it as being sex education for kids. It's shocking. You should be writing things like, mummies and daddies hold hands, or sometimes, I guess we live in the modern world, so you could say daddies and daddies or mummies and mummies as well, if you want. I don't want to get into that argument here. Let's just go with that for now. And you can say, like, people sometimes argue, but, they don't get violent. That's not appropriate, blah, blah, blah. That's age-appropriate relationship stuff. That's what you should be teaching kids. Maybe basic biology, on how a baby grows inside a mummy's tummy and things like that. Nothing too deep for the kids. That's all they need to know at that age. You save the other stuff for when they're teenagers. It's just absolutely shocking that... and really, I don't think schools or even these sorts of books should be teaching anything about, like, how to engage in intimate relations, apart from the basic biology of how babies are made. And I think anything beyond that really is politicising children, in my opinion. I'm not saying that children, young adults really shouldn't be learning about that stuff or should be banned from it. I'm just saying it's not the place of schools or these kinds of books for that at all. The extremely graphic book, which also discusses adult visual entertainment that you can find on certain websites, positions that you can take to engage in these intimate activities, and alphabet issues, has already sparked concerns in Australia, where it was published there last summer. Social media users shared their anger following the release. One person wrote, "Really? We need to teach 11-year-olds different intimate positions. This book is a big no from me. I totally agree with them, and I would use much stronger words than that. Another added, it is extremely graphic, and it absolutely is extremely graphic, by the way. It's all hand-drawn pictures, although probably drawn on a PC now, but, it's still like drawn in a cartoony fashion for children. But it's just, I'm seeing a picture here now in front of me. Just gross. Absolutely gross and inappropriate for kids. We should all make the effort to protest this stuff to children. Steins, who defended her controversial book, As You Hit Back Scene, if you don't want to read it, by all means, don't read it. Steins added that she hopes the book will be a trusted resource that will stop parents falling into saying the wrong thing or saying something that's informed by sexism or bad science. GB News has contacted publisher Simon & Schuster for comment. Well, the people at Simon & Schuster as well who were involved in this book should also be sacked. Like for it'd be like, we wouldn't accept it if a teacher walked into a class and flopped out the phallus and started stroking themselves to demonstrate to the kids how to do it. So why people think it's appropriate to put this stuff in a book as well, it's beyond me, because there's no difference. The only difference is that one's in a book and he's showing it to kids and it's still sexualising them. And the other one, and you could say the teacher's doing it with absolute 100% genuine reasons, that they're stroking themselves and playing with themselves in front of the kids. Not because they get off with kids and they like doing it with kids. They may be highly embarrassed, but they're doing it for educational purposes. But we would all still say that is absolutely wrong and disgusting. That person should go to prison. Well, it's the same thing with this book. They're doing the exact same thing, but they're doing it through literature instead. And it's still just as disgusting and degenerate as far as I'm concerned. And there isn't a single thing you could say to me that's going to convince me otherwise. As I say, I really don't want to show you any of the stuff on here because I don't want to get on the naughty step with YouTube. I'll put the links in below for you. Plenty of it on Twitter. The GB News link does have some pictures on there as well, so by all means visit that site. If you don't agree with anything I've said, please do put comments below, or even if you do, please put comments below. I love reading things that people say. If you found this interesting, informative, or it's something that's, useful to you, please definitely do like, subscribe, and as I say, put a comment below. I do try to post videos on similar sort of topics as this, which I do think are useful for people to be aware of. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm just lost for words. I really am. Normally I get quite angry, but this is like beyond anger. It's disheartening almost. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking that kids are getting shown this. I don't know what else to say to it. It's disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Make your own mind up. Take care. Thank you for your time and goodbye.